it's nice. It feels really nice. It's nice. These are really nice. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Is It Worth It, where I go around the world and the internet looking for art supplies to make your life just a little bit easier, or for you to enjoy the craft just this much more. Now today we are going back to one of our favorite stores that isn't an art store but has a lot of great art supplies, which is Ross. And we are looking at the Creative Expert alcohol markers from Ross. And the reason why I picked these up was because they are 24 markers for $6.99. 24 markers for $6.99. And we have done some Creative Expert markers before, but these ones are thin. So I really wanted to see if this would be any different than any of the larger ones. And, well, for $6.99, you just can't beat it. So, as you all know, there's only one way to figure out if these are actually worth it. So come on, let's go check them out. Alright, so as you can see, this box already has, well, a very nice box. So the packaging is really cool. It comes with a little box, a little carrying case, right? It's really cute. I like that, it's really nice. But like I said, it's in a clear plastic box, pretty fun. It's got a nice little snap to it, right? So it's very secure. So for $6.99, very secure. Now, the one thing that I did notice after I purchased this is that it was missing some markers. So you do have to pay attention to the ones that you pick up because there might be some missing. But we're gonna see, we'll be able to do the quality thing with this no matter what. So, but just know, right, that I'm missing some markers. Now, these are a triangular shape. That's kind of cool, right? Nice triangle shape. So hopefully it doesn't roll too far. Right, eventually it'll stop, which is cool. It also has, like, this right here is really interesting. A nice little divot for your hand to actually hold. Too bad it's not on the other side. So this is on the brush side, it seems like. Yep, so the brush side, and the chisel does not have it. But, so, it's nice. It feels really nice. It's nice. These are really nice. The brush looks like a standard medium-sized brush, and I'm hoping that it's actually got enough ink in it, because there's some discoloration, at least in this one, where you can see that maybe the ink's not getting all the way to the end, but we'll see. It's got a great snap, so that's good. The chisel, and it's a medium-sized chisel, so not really big, but that's to be expected with the size of the actual marker. And there's also some discoloration on this one, so I'm really curious to see if the ink is all the way to the end of the marker. All right, now with that said, as you know, Strathmore Bristol 300 series for our testing. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and test these for. All right, so you can really see these are some vibrant colors. Like I'm very impressed by the color of these. These are very vibrant as far as the colors go. Let's check out the brush though. Oh wow, so the brush is, I'd say it's a medium strength, like a medium hardness, which is nice because it allows you to get nice thin lines in there, but also still come across and get yourself some really thick lines. The ink flow is great. Look at that. That's fantastic. Now let me show you the chisel, right? So the chisel itself doesn't, the ink flowing in the chisel, at least with this one, isn't as fast as the other one. So you can't go straight across and see that the color's working, although it did there. But see, like there, it kind of, you're gonna have to go over it at least twice, but it's still really quick. Now, if you're doing the thinner area, so if you're using the points of the chisel, the ink flow really works nicely. But it's just when it's a lot bigger, it seems to need a second to fill. Actually, it's more of a, okay, it's more of how it's interacting with the paper. Okay, so it actually flows really nicely, right? Like that's great. And then if we come in and, right, it blends with itself really well. Let's try a different one. See if it stays consistent. So, I mean, it holds its shape. I was worried about the color. Let's see, which one was it? This one? It was worried about the color because it was, had a little distinction between it. Like one was lighter, the tip was lighter than the back of the actual brush, but absolutely no issues there. Like these are great. They're nice, vibrant colors. I mean, they'd be great for sketching, I think. Especially if you're trying to do like just real fast gestured drawings. Just kind of throw something together. You could really come in quickly because the ink flow on these is really nice. So you could just come in here, right, and throw down some quick colors, if that's what you were trying to do. Right? So even if you were just kind of conceptualizing what you wanted to do, you could really come in here, throw in some quick colors. Now, the one thing that I'm seeing is that because of when it dries, if you go over it again, you're going to get that darker color, which is normal for markers. But the thing is that you got to keep that in mind, because if you go over something repeatedly, you'd want it to eventually even out. And it doesn't seem like that's a problem throughout here, but because going over it and you're like, all right, because it seems like every time I go over it. So actually, let's go all the way across. So what I'm noticing is it's got about four different shades in it, right? Like you can go here. What if we do our thing there, and we were to let that dry, and then go over it again, because then it doesn't take long to dry unless you super saturate the paper like I did. But if you then go over it, right, you got a very, very strong change of color. And I'm gonna say that if you wait a little bit again and go over it again, it's going to get even darker. See? So you can, for the most part, you can get at least 3 different shades out of one marker, like distinctive shades, which would make it really nice to blend, because you can actually get what you need. Ooh. And yes, it does come with a nice little blender, right? It came with a real nice blender, and look at that. That's really nice. It's a nice blend that's happening there. It's really, really nice. These markers are really good. Like, they're really, really nice. I wish that there were more. Well, I don't know. There might be more. I wish that there were more so that we could play around with those. But I think that by having the ability to, come in and go, all right, here's my blue, let that dry, hit it again, right? And then come in with a different color, because I'm assuming that's this one. And then hitting it with a different color, you can get a really nice blend. So, right, look at that. So, I mean, the fact that you get such a strong change in color, right? I mean, it's something to keep in mind. Like, that's very important that you keep that in mind, because if you're thinking you're getting this light color and then you go over it again, you're going to get this dark color. So it is kind of it's nice that you can get that, like I said, those 3 colors going in one marker. It is nice, but you have to keep that in mind, because otherwise you're just going to have a very different color scheme going on. And I really think that that could be used to an advantage, but it can also lead to a lot of frustration if you're not actually paying attention. Again, and then we're going to see if we can pull, I don't know, this one? Let's see. Yeah, I guess. We're going to do a light. See, that's the big thing. There's so many different, the variation on the colors is definitely too far apart for that, but so if we come in, yeah, you can make it a little lighter, but it's not. So using that blender, so the variation is just too far. But you can get really nice blends within the same marker, right? You can look, it just blends all the way together. So if you were looking to blend that color, right? And I think eventually you could probably blend a whole lot, but one marker, no matter how many times you shade it over it, you can make that one nice, very nice blend, which is nice. So the colorless blender with this is definitely a benefit. Oh, but I've made it bleed through to the bottom to the desk. Too much alcohol on this paper. But anyway, so this is, that's really nice. That's really, really nice. Let me go ahead and grab another piece of paper. Okay, grab another piece of paper because we definitely have to do our test. All right, this is Tombow. See how these work with markers. This is Edding. Then we have Stedler. Let's see, do I have another one? Oh, I can't use that. Those are still in production, can't use that. I've really been paring down my pens. So I don't actually have. I thought I had an extra pen ready to go. I do. Here's a different. See, I knew I had that one. This one is also a Tombow, but it's the drawing one. Oh, wait. I knew I had it. It's like King Art. I knew there was another one. There. There. So, as usual, we're going to take some of the brighter colors and see what happens. I don't think this green is the bright one, but we'll try it anyway. It is not. So we'll try this one instead. The reason why we try the bright colors is because there's normally more alcohol in the bright ones. So you want to use those to see just how well it interacts with ink pens. All right. So they all actually look really good. It's only this yellow. Right? It's only the yellow that is actually smearing here, right? And it's smearing with the Edding, the Stedler, the Tombow drawing. But the Fudensuki, Tombow Fudensuki, and the King Art ones, they don't bleed at all with the yellow. But they were all good with all the rest of the colors. That was no problem whatsoever. So, you know, definitely keep that in mind when you're using it. If you're putting ink down first and you use these, the yellow likes to smear. If you are looking for a pen that won't do it, look for the King Art pen or the Tombow Fudensuki, and you should be good to go. Okay, so we're gonna throw something together real quick. I'm gonna try and do a little sketchy thing with it and see what it would look like. Alright, so we just got done reviewing the Creative Expert alcohol markers, and man, these were great. These were really, really good markers. I was very impressed with the vibrancy of the color, the ink flow, like the actual design of the pen. Like everything about these markers were absolutely fantastic. And the one thing that I have to say about the ink flow, right? The fact that the ink can go so quickly to the brush and not have any time where it just fades out made that absolutely fantastic for sketching. Like I would highly recommend these for like sketching with markers. So if you want to go outside, you're doing stuff at the zoo or anything like that, these are where you want to go. Like those are absolutely fantastic. Now, I have to say, like, I like the markers with a little bit more consistency in their color. So if I go over it, it's not going to be such a drastic jump from one color to the next. And so these definitely, if you go over it, you are getting a different color. It is a lot darker, but they do supply the colorless blender, which does allow you to blend it all together, but that's an extra step that I just don't really want to do. I should be able to blend the color with just the marker itself. And so with that being said, I think they are absolutely fantastic for sketching. Like I don't think I've really picked up a marker that I felt so comfortable doing marker sketches with. And so I highly recommend, if you go to Ross and you see these thin triangular shaped markers that are from the Creative Expert and are alcohol markers, you should pick these up because for $6.99, you cannot beat this. These were fantastic. Well, that wraps up today's episode of Is It Worth It? I hope that the information you got here today was helpful in some way, shape, or form. If you have any type of supplies that you think I should be reviewing, please go ahead and leave me a comment below. Also, if you are new here, please hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you get notified every single time that I drop new content. Thank you all so very much, and I will see you at the next episode.